My long-awaited book, Astrology Realized, is finally available and waiting for you at Amazon and other online retailers. Get one for you, your loved one, or as a gift, all part of your fabulous journey to understanding astrology. Enjoy. Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of October 12, 2013. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What a special week we have ahead of us. Now, last week there was a lot of confusion energy, fantasy energy, uncertain energy. A lot of people navigated it very well, actually, in deciding that they weren't going to buy into a delusion. And I saw a lot of examples of that. Really proud of you guys, and thank you for sharing some of your stories on Facebook and Twitter with me. This week, what I really like is that those very tough questions and those understandings that were reached last week now will lead to some really lovely breakthroughs, some wonderful release, and some lovely changes as well. It is a week with a lot of surprises and a lot of transformation. The really important things that I see happening this week include primarily a lunar eclipse. Now, this isn't a super powerful eclipse, but it still is an eclipse. And eclipses tend to act as symbols that bring us back into alignment with those promises we made to ourselves before we incarnated. And so whatever path it was that you had decided you wanted to use this lifetime for, now this is one way of understanding it. The way I like understanding it is that before we incarnate, we make ourselves certain promises. We say, with this life, this is how I want to grow. This is how I want to be better. This is how I want to contribute. And wherever it is that we've gotten off track, we're going to be brought back into alignment. How far off track you are is going to determine how dramatically you are brought back into alignment. As I said, this isn't a super duper powerful eclipse, so because of that, it shouldn't be too shocking. And actually, considering the fact that very soon, like within just a couple of days of this eclipse that takes place towards the end of the week, Venus is going to speak very kindly to Uranus. And I think that this is very hopeful as well, because it was last week that Venus was speaking to Neptune in ways that were indicating some confusion and uncertainty and low self-worth. Well, this week, all that tough looking at yourself and the questions and the clarity now really starts to pay off, and in some cases in an instant. Uranus is about letting go who you've been conditioned to be in favor of who you've been created to be. That's Jeff Green. And I do think, as I look at this aspect, that a lot of us are just going to be letting go of a lot of baggage in just one quick second. And so wherever it is in your life, last week that felt really confusing, really heavy, really uncertain, this week is going to experience a total transformation thanks to this conversation between Venus and Uranus. So how all this speaks to you in your sign is coming up right now. Aries, this is a really important week for you. You've got a lunar eclipse taking place in your sign, and you've also got all this fun energy, all this adventurous energy that's happening for you. I really think this is going to be a week that goes by quick in one respect, but also you're going to be attracting experiences that change you deeply, really help you to understand what your identity is, but more importantly, what your identity is not. So what's very likely is you've held on to sort of a part of you that you've thought, this is who I am, and you're ready to let it go because who you are now is a completely different person. And I do think love facilitates this process. Flirtations and interactions of the romantic kind really help you in this process. And really, what I'm seeing more than anything is that you're opening your heart up to more of the world. And that just makes you feel more loved than you have in a very long time. For Taurus, there's a strong financial focus this week. I do think some of the biggest blessings are going to be very undercover, like stuff that just seems to come out of nowhere. But it does look like there's a very strong possibility that if you've applied for funding and been waiting, or you've been sort of appealing or been in a process of that, it does look like some funding does come through for you. And this looks to be very much like a one-time thing. So it's like settlement, insurance payout, that type of thing. For others of you, this is just going to be an appreciation that you are actually very well cared for by others. And while this could be financial, very likely, this could also play out emotionally as well. You are so much more loved than you realize, but you are going to realize it this week. For Geminis out there, this week provides a lot of activity, certainly, provides a lot of fun, especially where it comes to your friendships. But more than that, it does look like a partner or love has a way of just bringing you some remarkable, if not radical, clarity and insights into who you really are and who you really want to be. And for those of you who are attached, it does look like a partner brings a surprise. I'm almost like seeing like a surprise on a platter that just delights you to no end. Those of you who are not could find yourself just all of a sudden in an instant meeting the right person at the right time and feeling really smitten. And chances are it's very possible that this is a connection that happens through a friend or at a gathering of friends. For Cancers out there, I do think the workplace is going to continue to provide some flirtation, some fun times, but it does look like you are much more adored on the work front than you've previously realized. It also looks like work-wise, career-wise, there are new goals to reach for, and there is going to be a lot happening on that front. Overall, it looks like all of a sudden you realize you're going to be a lot busier than you thought you would be, but it also delights you and makes you so happy to know this. For Leos out there, I really love this week for you. You are one of those signs who's also going to have a lot of fun this week, a tremendous amount of fun this week. I do think that you're going to find yourself behaving like a kid and loving it. I do think there's going to be a new joy that emerges that maybe last week you might have felt other people didn't really understand, or other people were sort of encouraging you not to really delve into your more childlike states. This week, you're going to understand the value in that place, what Buddhists call beginner's mind or child's mind. That is the place you need to be in to welcome in some really big ideas and also big opportunities. So do embrace that. All in all, a really exciting time, a quick time. This week is going to go by really fast for you, and it is going to help you to see yourself in a much different way and help you to value your creativity and what's fun for you in a very different way as well. And this, for some of you, others of you, those of you who have kids are going to find you get some good news thanks to your kids. For Virgos out there, it's the home front that goes through some lovely changes for you now. And what I really like about this week is that, yes, there is possibly some financial progress, but more than that, it looks like you get good news where it comes to family, good news where it comes to mom, good news where it comes to your kids as well. But more than anything, what I'm feeling is that you are going to feel more at home within yourself, within your body, within your home space as well. And for those of you who are looking to buy or sell or move, you're going to find that some really wonderful offers are possible now, but more likely offers are likely to re-emerge starting now as well and into next week. That lead you feeling very hopeful about the prospects for your future. I do think the universe is moving you in a direction of feeling more at home within yourself and also where you live. For Libras, love does have your attention, but it looks like the best stuff happens really out of the blue. And you are one of the signs who's likely to be just blown away by something that a partner does or someone who's drawn to you does, being, whether it's not necessarily flirted with, but being approached if you're single, or being approached by your established partner in a way that just really surprises you. One of those situations that, you know, you sort of always remember that, wow, somebody tried to pick you up in this way. That's very likely right now, like just a really unique way of being flirted with or being approached, or your partner doing something really unique to let you know that they care, something that both of you laugh about for a very long time to come to say, oh my God, I can't believe you were that silly. But it should be a lot of fun overall, and your relationships are going through an evolution that ultimately is leading you to a stronger understanding of love and a stronger closeness of love as well. For Scorpios out there, this week is set to lead you in a direction where you are looking at yourself and your worth differently. And for all the signs out there, I do think you are the one who can come out financially ahead more than any of the other signs. And what I mean by that is this isn't just about a one-time payment for you. This is about you hearing of an opportunity to make more money, to have a pay raise very likely, or to have some sort of a promotion or advancement that brings more money into your life. It looks like very likely it's also going to bring more work as well, but it looks like you're going to really enjoy it. Like you see it as a challenge, but you know it's actually going to be really great for you, and it's going to be a lot of fun for you as well. For Sages out there, it is Venus still moving through your sign. And so last week's confusion, which was really emphasized for you, this week, the freedom is also emphasized for you as well. And I am seeing you as one of those signs also. The fire signs, all in all, are having a lot of fun now. But for you in particular, I do think that this week is going to reach right into the heart of you. There are going to be a lot of Sages out there who decide on a makeover just in a quick instance. I am going to advise you to be a little bit mindful about that. Do whatever it is, whatever your spirit calls you to do. Those friends and fans out there who watch me regularly know I go through makeovers several times every year. And, I say it's just hair. If you want to do something fabulous to yourself, you go for it if it makes you feel good. But do keep in mind, though, that we're in a time of approaching contemplation. I'll talk more about this in the weeks to come. But just be mindful before you really go for something that ends up being very drastic or very permanent, especially, that you might change your mind. And so make sure it's something that still allows you a level of fluidity. But if it's just about you buying a few outfits, go for it, enjoy it. I do think that you could have a lot of fun with your look. And it could be the slightest change, actually, that leads you to see yourself as much more beautiful and much more charming than you have in a long time. For Capricorns, I like this week for you as well. I always like every week for everybody, truth be told, because I do think that every week provides us with tremendous opportunities. This week, though, I see you sort of really going in very much on the heart level, looking at yourself in a meditative state almost, asking yourself what's really important to you. What is it that you really want? What is it that you need to feel safe as well? I do think for you also there are changes happening on the home front. For you, though, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of scrambling possible. But for all that, I think that you see the wisdom in everything that's happening. You see it part of the process, and you see how the universe is leading you to find a home really within yourself. What I am seeing more than anything is maybe you've been sort of pursuing one path of what you need to feel good about yourself, to feel comfortable, to have your space. And you get some clarity that maybe either you don't need that at all, or maybe it needs some refinements so that you can move in a direction of really having that safe space within your own heart, within your own mind, and also for some of you in terms of home, in terms of where you live as well, to have that space that really matches what it is that you're going for on a level of spirit as well. For Aquarians out there, this is a very friendly week. Friends are a big, big part of it. You're very social this week. And there is an understanding for you that while there is a lot of flirtations, and for you, you're also one of those signs where friend could become more. Whereas last week it was more like, am I seeing this properly? Does this person like me? Do they not? This week it's more about just being surprised and delighted by who actually likes you and who is actually interested in you. But having said that, I do think what I really like about this week for you is that there is a sense of trust in the flow of the universe. There is a sense of knowing that what's happening now isn't just about the flirtation or just about the friend, but it's opening you up to an understanding of unity with all of humanity, which is when you are at your absolute best. And so this isn't just about compassion, right? That could be a part of it. But what I'm seeing is this is much more about you accepting love and recognizing when love is there, recognizing when the energy is there, allowing yourself to feel that energy of connection, and also to approach other people with a sense of equality as well, whether or not it goes in a direction of love. So all in all, friends are a lot more loving. Lovers become a lot more like friends, and through it all, you're feeling a lot more connected to everyone and everything. And finally, Pisces, this week for you does promise changes in your finances, but I am seeing financial progress overall. So don't let it throw you if at first something seems like it's not going the way that you'd hoped it should go. It really is going to work out just fine for you. I do think that you are one of those people, you might not realize that there are higher ups who've already noticed what you've been doing. And I do think this week you are going to get some sort of a note or affirmation from a boss or authority figure who lets you know that what you're doing is actually noticed, is actually appreciated, and that you're on the right track, that you're doing really great things, which you certainly are. And all of this is likely to come with some sort of boost or change to your financial picture as well. Thank you so much for being here for these sort of informal moments, these weekly exchanges that we have. I really am enjoying them, and thank you for your very kind feedback on them. I wish you all good things this week. It will be a great week. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.